All right, I'm bored, so I'm gonna do a little video on just some of my rod setup, some of the bigger stuff. Uh, I don't think you can buy any of these rods anymore, which is shame on the tackle industry for coming out with some good rods and only running them for a year or two and then doing away with them. But this is also a little bit of a testament to how far rod technology has come along in the last 20 years. Uh, I don't know if it was on the live well or on one of the lunch break things, but I was saying something about how I love my Shimano Compre rods. And some guy jumped in and said he thought they were trash and he'd broken 8 of them. So my first question is, if you think they're trash, what'd you buy 8 of them for? And my second comment is, this is my old Compre. I mean, you can see the finish on it, kind of blistered up, but it's let's see, where is it's a CPC M80H. It's 8 foot long. It'll handle up to a 3-ounce lure. It's called a power heavy, action fast. I've used this rod for 20 years. I don't know how many. This is my Kong rod for all those years. Never had a problem with it at all. It's an awesome rod, but it's 8 feet long. They're rated for a 3-ounce lure. Okay, now having said that, this is my new Compre rod. It's 8 feet long. It's lighter, and it's rated for an 8-ounce lure. And like I say, shame on Shimano. Oh, and first off, let me say that almost 20 years ago, when I bought that old Shimano rod, I gave $130 for it. All right, now this is my new Shimano Compre. It's a CPC MT R80HJ, 8 foot long, rated for 80-pound braid or up to an 8-ounce lure. This is what I'm throwing the wind chime spinnerbait on for now. Here's the kicker. I got this rod delivered to my door for $90. Some guy had several of them on eBay. I thought, well, if I don't like it, I send it back. eBay's got that money back guarantee. I got it, tried it, I loved it. I bought another one. 2 rods for less than $200. This is what I'm throwing this big old thing on now. Again, paired with my old 5500C, 65-pound braid. I also am going to use that rod. It's my Kong rod now too, and it'll handle these big 4+ ounce lures, like this one and this big monster shad that I've been using. And like I say, I've got 2 of those old Compres. Been using them for 20 years. I had a problem out of either one of them. I've tried the new ones. I've been using them I got them earlier this year, and I love them, and I ain't had a problem out of them. So I don't understand how one person can break 8 of them. That just doesn't compute. But that's not been my experience. But my other multi-purpose rod is this St. Croix Mojo. It's a Mojo Bass, 7'10", heavy power, fast action, 14 to 30-pound line, 1 to 4-ounce lure. This is what I throw my regular 2 1/4-ounce spinnerbaits on. Again, paired with the old 5500C, 65-pound braid. And as for my braid now, I have switched over to the P-Line No Fade Endurex braid. Not the Power Pro. The only problem I have with Power Pro, which I've used forever, is that infernal fading. That green line fades and turns almost white, so I have to take a magic marker and mark it up, and I just got tired of it. So I try to spool that Endurex. I love it. I'll be switching to it completely. I'm going to use my Power Pro till I use up my backstock. But God, it's I just love that line. It's slick too. And this is another close look at my some of my newer spinner baits. I've got that holographic flashaboo in them. It's awesome. And like I say, I put it on the big wind chime, the big number 10 blade. I'm really liking that big wind chime spinner bait. I've already caught fish on it. Unfortunately, I have not been able to fish since July, and it looks like it's going to be maybe another month before I get back out there. But back to this St. Croix Mojo bass, which, like I say, they don't make that particular one anymore. But that's my rod for my big spinner baits, the 2 1/4. I use those. I throw big crankbaits on it. I throw musky jitterbug on it. I've just got a bunch of stuff I throw on that rod. It's just such a great multi-purpose rod. If you can find one similar with those specifications, I jump all over it. And the thing is, I've never given more than $140 for any of these rods. These two I got for $90 a piece to my door. The old original Shimano Compre was $130 back 20 years ago. And the Mojo Bass were about $140 each. Like I say, just another little series, another little installment of my series of, it ain't got to cost a lot of money to be good. I mean, if somebody wants to give $300, $400, $500, $600 for a rod, you know, who am I to stop them? Somebody's gonna love that money, but they ain't gonna get it from me. But anyway, that's if you can find these rods, they still make, there's something similar to it. If you can find one with those specs, it's gonna cost you about $150 now, but that still ain't bad for a good swim bait rod. Oh, and I also use this St. Croix Mojo. I use it for my glurk. That's my #1 glurk rod, and it's caught that glurk in one form or another. Caught about 80 over 5 pounds on it, and I've caught about that many on my Kong. And just for anybody that hadn't seen Kong, this is Kong. Discontinued in 2008, and I've caught about 75, 80 bass over 5 pounds on it. A couple over 9, a buttload over 8. So if you can get out there and find you some of these old Compres, or even maybe a Mojo Bass with those specs on it, you could do far worse than buy one. Anyway, that's pretty much it for now, I think. I'll think of something when I shut this off, but I'll just have to do another video down the road to do that. Oh, I know what it was. I hadn't posted it yet, but I did a video. I've done one for big bass on the big spinnerbait in October. I did another one for big bass on the spinnerbait in November, and I've got one I'm gonna post, and it's for the big bass caught on the big blade in December. And I didn't notice it until I started putting this stuff together. I had never caught a big bass over 5 pounds on that one of these big spinnerbaits in December until 2011. And the reason 2011 jumped out at me is because 2011 was the year I started using the heavy spinnerbaits, getting that bait down a little deeper, and started catching fish that I'd never caught before. So that's something to think about, boys and girls.